Have you ever noticed someone who has social media but never posts anything? Their account exists. They're online. They watch stories, scroll through feeds, maybe like a post here and there, but their own profile, empty. No photos, no updates, no evidence they're living a life. People think they're hiding something, or they're boring, or they don't have anything worth sharing. But here's the reality. People who don't post on social media aren't invisible. They're intentional. And they've figured out something most people are still chasing, that you don't need to perform your life to actually live it. They don't need strangers to validate their experiences. Most people post because it feels good to get likes, comments, reactions. But people who don't post have moved past that need. They're secure enough in themselves that they don't require external approval to enjoy their own life. A beautiful sunset doesn't need 200 likes to be beautiful. A good meal doesn't need to be photographed to taste amazing. They're living in the moment, not for the moment. And that level of self-assurance is rare in a world addicted to validation. They value privacy in a world that overshares everything. Some people just don't want their life documented online. They don't want strangers analyzing their relationships, judging their choices, or forming opinions about them based on curated snapshots. Their life is theirs, and they're protective of it, not because they're hiding something, but because they understand that not everything needs to be public. Privacy isn't secrecy, it's boundaries, and they've learned that keeping their life offline keeps it sacred. They've realized social media is performative, not real. People who don't post have seen through the illusion. They know social media isn't reality. It's a highlight reel, a performance, a version of life edited for consumption. And they're not interested in playing that game. They'd rather be authentic in real life than curated online. They've stopped pretending their life is perfect for an audience and started actually living it, messy and real and unfiltered. And that authenticity is something social media can never replicate. They're protecting their mental health. For some people, not posting is self-care. They've felt the anxiety of waiting for likes, the pressure to look interesting, the comparison trap of seeing everyone else's perfect lives, and they've opted out. They're not antisocial, they're self-aware. They know social media messes with their head, so they engage minimally. They scroll when they want, but they refuse to contribute to the noise that once made them feel inadequate. It's not avoidance, it's protection. They're observers, not performers. Some people are naturally wired to watch rather than participate. They're fascinated by what others share. They enjoy staying updated, but they have zero desire to be the center of attention themselves. They're comfortable in the background. They don't need the spotlight, and they find more value in learning, observing, and quietly existing than in broadcasting their every move. It's not shyness, it's preference. And there's nothing wrong with being someone who watches life unfold rather than constantly narrating it. They don't trust the permanence of the internet. Some people don't post because they're smart enough to know that nothing online ever truly disappears. Screenshots exist. Context gets lost. Things you post at 22 can haunt you at 30. They've seen careers ruined, reputations destroyed, relationships ended over old posts taken out of context. So they don't give the internet ammunition. They keep their thoughts, their opinions, their life offline where it can't be weaponized later. It's not paranoia, it's wisdom. They've outgrown the need to prove they're living. There's a maturity that comes with not needing to document everything. They've stopped feeling like experiences only count if they're shared. They've realized that some of the best moments in life are the ones no one else sees. The quiet mornings, the inside jokes, the personal victories. They don't need to announce their happiness to feel it. They don't need to prove they're thriving. They just are. And that confidence in their own existence, without needing external confirmation, is something most people spend their whole lives searching for. Here's the truth. People who don't post on social media aren't missing out. They're present. They're living without the pressure to perform. They're experiencing life firsthand instead of through a screen. And while everyone else is busy curating their online persona, they're building a real life that doesn't need an audience to matter. So the next time you see someone with an empty profile, don't assume they're boring or antisocial. They might just be the most grounded person you know. They've learned what so many others haven't, that your life doesn't need to be seen to be significant. If you want to understand the psychology behind people who live offline in an online world, subscribe now. Because on this channel, we're celebrating the ones who chose presence over performance,